Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WTSR Tokyo Studio Radio. I am your host, Elbo, and tonight I am sitting down with the world-famous Yoshinori Kondo. How are you doing today, Yoshi?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me for this.
Thanks for being on the show.
You are welcome.
Today, I really wanted to talk about just your history as an artist and when you started, where did you learn? And I know that you were doing soft glass before borosilicate, hard glass. So I guess, do you just want to start with when you started, where you started, and I guess who taught you?
Okay. I started blowing soft glass when it was like 2001 in a small apartment in Shibuya.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. And like that apartment was really small and I have to clean up my kitchen grill, then move like pepper and salt and sugar, then replace with like rods and little tools at small kitchen. And that's how I got started with like a volcano torch. It's like a propane with like a air fan on it, so like air can be mixed with propane to have enough heat. That's how I got started.
So you was it a studio apartment or was it like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom?
Small old room.
Like studio, like where it's all one room?
Yeah. Kind of like that.
Where in Shibuya was it?
It's Tomigaya.
I don't know where that is.
It's like a 30 minutes walk from Shibuya station.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
So it's kind of deep in Shibuya.
Yeah. It's like an old town in a way, like people live over there from like long time ago or something.
Is that closer to Harajuku? Is that in that direction or no?
No, it's like closer to Kitasneju.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you self-taught then?
Yeah.
Like
by the book.
By the book? What book?
How to make a bead.
Do you remember who wrote that book?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, man.
But I have it at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah, still I have.
What is it, in English or is it in Japanese?
In Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Translation or was it originally written in Japanese?
Original written in Japanese.
Wow, so it's a Japanese bead making book.
Yeah, because like there is like a culture of making a bead out of glass from long time ago
Okay.
in Japan, like originally. But I wanted to blow glass to make it into like a functional, like a pipe and a bong, but I knew there wasn't much market out there at the time in Japan, and also it's a little shady not shady, it's like it's not shady, how do you say, it's like not so safe to like, like export. I'm making like functional pieces in Japan at that time, so I figure I should make like start off from soft glass beads, and I didn't have like enough space to like, have equipment for blowing a bottle, and also it was expensive too. Then I didn't have money and space and time.
Yeah, how were you annealing the soft glass in the apartment when you first started in Shibuya?
I didn't even have a kiln at the time.
So then what were you doing?
I had like a can of like filled with like what do you say? It's like tiny little
vermiculite?
Yeah, vermiculite.
Okay.
Then stuck it in there.
That's awesome. That's old school.
Yeah, then if it breaks, that was my fault. It wasn't good enough.
Wow.
Yep.
Were you using a mandrel or for beads, or were you doing like just marbles or?
Just a bead.
Okay.
Yeah.
On mandrels?
On a stick.
Like on the stick?
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of crazy. So when did you make the transition from that into marbles?
Into marbles.
Yeah. And was that still
I have
in
like
soft
between
glass?
something.
In between, what was that?
Yeah, then after I started making like a bead in an apartment, then I used to work at a clothing store in Harajuku at the time, and later on, the store got shut down. So I only had like my job as like making a bead and put a bead into like a necklace made out of like a hemp rope,
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
also like a water chain. Then I used to sell them,
So sick.
Yep.
I
And
wish I copped one of those.
I don't have it anymore. Then I decided to move out from like a big city. Then I wanted to try to live in a countryside. Then I moved into like a Pacific Ocean side of Chiba, which called like what was it, Onjuku.
Okay.
Then right by a beach with my wife.
Nice.
Then I got a space, so I start, like blowing a bottle. From then, I think that was like 2003 or somewhere around there.
So that's when you made the transition to Boro?
Yeah, and in the same time, I still like making a beats in the same time too as well.
Was it because you got more space, or were there other factors? Were there other things that made you change?
Well, just like I said, I wanted to start off from Boro, but
Okay.
I didn't have
You didn't have
enough rooms. But I got a room, so
literally just the space was stopping you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
when was the first time you made your first pipe?
I don't think I never made a pipe.
No, I know you've made a pipe. I've seen a pipe you made though.
But you made me to make it.
But I thought, didn't Justin get you? WJC got you to make one too?
Yeah. The one hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year was that?
When was that? I don't know. Like before COVID. For
Was it
sure.
2018?
Maybe like 5 or like 6 years ago. Maybe.
2017, 2018.
Somewhere around there.
It was before I came out.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Justin came to Japan before you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then that might be it.
I think I smoked out of that pipe
All right.
in Colorado.
Okay. Very rare opportunity.
Yeah, it was sick. I think I have one you made me too.
Yeah.
In my collection.
At the TK's studio,
Yeah.
you made me to make it.
Yeah.
So there was only 2 out there.
I love my Yoshi pipe.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a daily driver, but it's a little too special, so I like put it away. So I don't really rock it like that anymore.
All right.
But I love it.
Cool. Thanks, man.
So when was there anything like, I know obviously when you first started, when you moved to this more ocean side area, got more room.
Yeah.
You're doing Boro now. How long did it take from then to get to a level that you're more comfortable? Like, because everybody, has hard beginnings. It's hard to sell things in the beginning. So,
Right.
How long did it take for you to actually make a living off of it?
That took me longest time, man. Like about 10 years.
10 years it took.
Yeah.
So 10 years of essentially struggling to make a living.
Yep. Like I was selling soft glass bead and making a pendant out of Boro. And I never got taught by anybody too. Self-taught so far. And yeah, I didn't even know how to make an implosion like a pendant. So I was like pushing a dot with like a needle kind of thing to go in there because I didn't know like the logic of like the glass like moves around to like implosion. Then like I met one of a guy like who was making like filming implosion like a pendant like nearby. Then I asked him to like, can I watch what you are doing? Then he took it out the tube to make it. Then that was my big surprise for the first because I thought like I never thought like people makes like an implosion pendant out of a hollow tube. Then I thought like I could do it with like a rod. Then I found out that, but the guy told me like you can do it with a solid too as well, because John Kobuki is like only use like a solid glass to make his style.
Yeah.
So I decided to stuck with a rod.
Had you seen John Kabuki's style before that? Had you seen him work before that?
No.
When did you see him work? Just out of curiosity, do you remember what year that was?
Maybe at the BAE, the second BAE was like, I forgot which year. It's like more than 10 years ago for sure.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I remember I maybe seen him 10 years ago for the first time too.
Yeah, in a state.
Yeah, at Swiss Perk Studios. That shit blew my mind. I was like, what?
How he does his work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
how clean is it?
Yeah, he's a G.
Yeah. So I looked up his style. So that's why I started off making like a flower for marble because of inspiration from his.
So when did you start to do the dot work that you're known for now? When did that become your style?
I was doing that dot style I've been doing now since I was making a bead.
Oh, so like from the very beginning.
Yeah, yeah. And I was doing like a line work, like a switch back kind of things, or like a twist line, then like scratch it to make a little pattern, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I figure like line design have like a maximum limit of like what I can do with it. Then I figured out that dots work can be like for infinity, how you can play with it. And also when I start making a marble, like a flower kind of style, then I wanted to do something on the back. So I start doing like a little dot work on the back side, and people start liking dot work more than flower kind of design of mine. So I start not doing like a flower thing, then start getting into more dots.
I see.
Yeah.
So like it's been your thing too. You never really. I mean.
Yeah, I never got bored of it.
I mean, that's wild. I mean, you've pushed it really far. I mean, I've seen some of your older work compared to now. It's changed so much.
The
Obviously,
details?
Yeah, gotten tighter and cleaner and
Yeah.
more intricate as things do when you do them a million times. You
So
get
many
really
dots.
good, you know?
Yeah.
That's why, do you, have you ever blown out your own section? You have?
Just a little bit.
Do you find, I guess when you blow out your sections, do you learn more about them and how you built them? Does it kind of like make you think differently about how you put your sections or how you build them, or not really?
Not really, but I got the idea like how like collaborator blow out my section. So yeah, it's helped me a little bit how I make the section for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, just tiny bit though.
Because I remember when I was blowing one out, you were like, "Oh, this is gonna happen," and whatever happened. You already knew.
Yeah.
Building it,
Yeah.
how it was gonna react, and
I can tell like how it's like get blown out is like opposite of like how I built my design. Because how I built my design is like getting shrinker and shrinker and shrinker. That makes it more tighter design. But when you blow out, it's like opposite way. It's like like stretching it out. So which means like if I make small fell in there, the fell gonna become bigger. So that's why I knew it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, what do you? I guess, you're a Japanese artist, and you're mainly part of a American-based glass culture. How does it feel, especially being an artist who can't go to the country that you do business in? Like, how do you perceive the industry from here? Do you see it as expanding a lot, or like what has been your view of it since you got involved in American glass culture?
So you mean how it's got changed like since I start involved with U.S. market?
I guess when you first got involved compared to now, have things changed? And like, I guess more directly, do you think Japanese artists like you have changed the market, or at least, contributed to the style?
Something to do with market nowadays. Maybe that's my guess. I'm not sure, but most of Japanese artists likes to focus on like small details, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like as me, likes to make like a patterns, like small detail patterns. And when I could be able to sell my work in a state, the artist in a state was making like a big ass bong, like Yoshin like makes like this bong at the time for like a flower. But couple of years later, people start smoking a hash. Then people don't need like a big ass bong because no much of a flower smoker since that. So like the rig became like smaller and smaller because the hash like condensed more and more. Then what they need is like cooling down by a water. Then don't need very much of a space to hold the smoke anymore. So it's like good sign for us because we can put like so many detail in a small place.
Yeah.
Then it was, I guess I was just lucky to be able to be over there at the time. Like people start making a rig smaller and smaller. So that's how I felt, like how it's got different.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, no, things have definitely shrunk
Yeah,
over the years.
It did shrunk.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Do you want to touch a little bit on why you can't go back to America? You want to tell the story of what happened?
Yeah, I don't hide about it.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us why you can't go to America anymore?
Okay, so for the first, let's say I got arrested in the United States, Arizona, Tucson, because for the first arrest was like I used to eat mushroom when I was 19 or 18 years old in Tucson, and I felt it uncomfortable to sleep at my apartment because I was coming down from mushroom. So I decided to go somewhere else to follow a sleep. Then I decided to go right by an airport, like open place, like a side of the road. It's kind of like a ditch in a way. Then I parked my car over there, then fall asleep by watching an airplane going by. Then suddenly police woke me up, knocking on my window. Then he told me to go. Then I knew at some point between the airport to my house, police gonna stop me somehow. So I was doing going like not over the limit and following the rules, everything. But even doing that, one of the intersection, police cars started like going, woo. Then I got pissed off because I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
So I stepped on the gas. Then start doing a car chase for 2 hours or something.
2 hours? That's how long the car chase
Or
lasted?
something like that.
You're on some GTA shit.
Yeah.
How many cars, like...
Behind me?
Yeah, how many?
Like at least like 4 or something. But luckily I didn't have a chopper.
Yeah, no
No chopper.
Okay, no choppers?
Yeah.
Damn.
Then
Surprised.
like there is like airport, then here is city, then here is a mountain. Then I had my car was a Mitsubishi Montero. It's like 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Then I've been doing like a 4-wheel drive like back in the mountain. So I know that road back in the mountain. Then police car is like all sedan. I knew they cannot catch me up on a dirt road.
Damn.
So I went all through city and then behind the mountain, then start going up in the mountain. They then gave up. They didn't follow me.
Oh my God.
Then I went top of the mountain, get down from the other side, then went back to my apartment. Then police start knocking on my door because of like a security guard knocked on me.
Damn.
I think security guard got
Snitched on you?
yeah, like they've been asked by police. Then police dragged me out from the house, my apartment, then put me into the police car. Then here goes to jail. That was my first arrest.
First arrest. Was there another arrest
Yeah.
after?
Then I got out from the jail like the next day somehow, and I had to deal with the court. So I started dealing with the court. Then I was on a probation and all that. And I got my car back and I got my shotgun back. So I was happy enough, Then like started living like I used to. Then the other day, like my friend was in LA, asked me to bring him a quarter pound. And I'm like, okay, I go over there with a quarter pound. Then I got the Mexican swag weed over quarter, then put it into my car, like underneath of like a steering wheel, where the wires at. Then I was on the highway, then passed like a Phoenix. Then I was speeding, which I was stupid. Then police knows like I've been arrested like a little bit ago. So of course they stopped me. They searched. Then they found a quarter pound.
Oh my God.
Then here goes the second arrest. Then I went to jail once again. Then this time I had to pay the bond money, like $3,000
Yeah.
for getting out from jail. Then they took my car once again. And I took like Greyhound bus back to my city, like Tucson.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Then I went back to a lawyer once again and asked what's gonna happen. Then he's like, "You fucked up, because I'm not gonna win the court." Then he told me I had to go to a prison in a Phoenix for 3 months. Then I was 18 or 19 years old, and I don't want to be over there for 2 or 3
Yeah,
months.
that's scary.
In a Phoenix.
Yeah. Fuck that.
So I said, fuck that. Then like I asked a lawyer, like, what's gonna happen if I run away to Japan? Then like he said, nothing gonna happen, but you cannot come back to US. Then I had a warrant out, like 2 of it, because I skipped like a 2 trial. So I had a 2 warrant out there, but I didn't give a fuck. So I went back to Japan. Then like maybe 5 years later or something, I figured I can go back to US. I wanted to check it out. So I had a trip to Europe. Then I was staying at Amsterdam in Holland for like maybe 3 months or so. Then I met one of American dude who from Texas, and I got along with him. Then he said, like, let's try it then. Then I tried,
Yeah.
Then I flew from Amsterdam to like Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Then immigration find out I'm not allowed to be in there. So I got arrested again at the airport.
No way.
Then put me into jail once again.
Oh my God.
Then 3 days later, I went to a court from a jail. Then a judge asked me, like, why did you came back? And I asked him, like, I want a lawyer and everything, but didn't give me any chance to make even one phone call.
Yeah.
So I had to lie myself, like, why I was over there.
Yeah.
So I told them, like, I came here to deal with my case in Arizona. Then judge gave me like a 1 month free card to be in a state.
Oh shit.
But I didn't went to Tucson. I went to Texas to visit my friend. Then stayed over there for like Christmas and New Year, and I wanted to go back to Amsterdam, so I took an airplane Texas to Washington D.C. Then they got pissed off at me because I didn't show up to the court in Tucson.
Oh shit.
So soon as I got out from the airplane door, officer was like standing right next to the door of an airplane.
Oh shit.
Then Mr. Kondo, come over here. Then handcuffed me again.
Oh my
Then
God.
asked me like so many questions. Then that was my birthday too. So police said like happy birthday and then put in a cuff on me.
Oh my
Then
God.
I'm like fuck you very much,
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck.
Then I asked them like, am I getting deported back to Japan, or like what's gonna happen? Then he said like, you got a ticket to go back to Amsterdam, so why don't you get on the airplane to Amsterdam? Then I got on, but I had to be escorted into the airplane, like officers side by side.
Holy shit.
Then I'm handicapped on the back too,
Oh my
in front of
god.
everybody. Then I got in, and they took my passport, and like pilot have my passport till I get there.
Oh my god.
Then the airline was American Airlines, so as long as I'm in there, it's like a U.S. law in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then I landed, then trying to, go into Amsterdam, but soon as I get out from the door of an airplane, there was an immigration officer like standing again. Then Mr. Kondo, come over here.
Oh my god.
Then they asked me like, they told me like I cannot get back into Amsterdam because you had a trouble back there. Then like ask me like, you get to choose two options. One option is like wait for getting deported back to Japan, or like go other country by yourself with your money. So I told them like I wanna go to London by myself. Then I flew out from Amsterdam to London.
Jesus.
Then I got so tired at the time because so stressful.
Yeah, and you've been traveling all over.
Yeah, all over. Then I stayed one night in London, then got a ticket going back to Japan in a 3 days, which is like going Earth like the other way around.
Yeah.
If I'm going back to Japan from Texas, I should take like a Texas to Los Angeles to Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
But I went the other way around.
Oh my god.
Then I got so tired, man. That's how I end up like this. I cannot go back.
And that was the last time you were in America, was that month for free card that you got from the judge, essentially.
Yeah, that was the last. Then that was like 1997,
That's...
more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, if there's anybody watching this that can help get Yoshinori Kondo into America, please contact him on Instagram.
Yeah, I need like a good immigration lawyer and a criminal lawyer maybe in the state.
We need that. So if you're listening, please, because we need him in the States. Honestly, that's why you're almost a mystery in the States, because you don't, you haven't been there since 97.
Yep.
And also, you're the type of artist where you don't really work with somebody unless you've met them.
Right.
I mean, I remember that's how it was with us. We met for the first time in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And then after that, you said, okay, we can work together.
Yep. That's how it goes.
That's why you're such a mystery in the industry to so many people.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's almost safe to say that you might be the top dog in the industry right now. Back in America, definitely one of the top Japanese artists. How does that make you feel?
I don't feel much because I never been to United States since I became a glass artist.
I mean, you have to feel the love out here some way. I mean, online, and I know people collect the shit out of your work. So
yeah, I feel it, and I feel really thankful and appreciate like whoever support me for this long to become who I am right now. Then hope like I can do what I do for long time as I can be able to make something.
That's why. Do you think there were a lot of ups and downs on your career? You said it took 10 years to get to a place where you were making a living. After that 10 years, did you ever have years of doubt where you thought that maybe you couldn't continue to do class as a means of surviving? Or have you felt comfortable since that 10-year period?
Yeah, I felt comfortable because I was so poor, like, in that 10 years. I had to borrow some money from my parents for living sometime because my cell phone bill I couldn't pay. And soon as I got some chunk of money, I gotta keep that money, some of those money for like oxygen and propane, so I can keep making something. Then, but now these, like after the 10 years, like my life became like average income of Japanese. Then I was happy enough at that point. But when I became that point, like I had like a first baby, and I wanted to make sure like my kids and my wife won't feel poor. So I wanted to do as much as I can work and sell my work. So I got that big energy from raising my family and myself, and I never thought of like I can be able to do this much in a U.S. market.
So I can imagine. I mean, who wasn't there a artist who helped introduce you to the American market? There was a glass artist, right? I think I've heard this story.
Yeah,
Who was it?
Yeah, first guy was Josh Sable.
Josh Sable.
Yeah.
Where did you guys meet at?
I met him at one of a gallery in Japan, and like when we had a group show. Then when he saw my marbles and my pendants, and he said like, my work can be sold in the U.S. if you can make this. Then I didn't have any pipeline how to sell my work over the sea at that time. But when I started making a bead, I wanted, my head was thinking like my market is not only in Japan. It's like should be like worldwide, because let's say let's say like 1% of let's say 0.5% of like what do you say citizen in Japan want my work. But if it's in the US, it's like how many, like 3 times more. Then
At least.
Yeah, if it's China, it's like 14 times more. It's my phone.
Okay, it's okay.
So I figure I should start selling any of my work, what I make, to be go around the world.
You sell in Europe as well, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries.
Let me stop. What's that?
What time are we at right now? 30 minutes? There's a couple more things I want to talk about real quick, too.
It was from Germany.
Oh, it was?
We was talking about Europe.
And you're getting calls from Germany.
Yeah, Ruhr.
Oh, no big deal. Roar is calling Yoshi while we're in the podcast.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a call from Roar. Roar, call me if you're listening.
Yeah.
I fuck with all the OGs in the industry. So I fuck with
You
Roar.
should come with Germany.
I would love to.
Yeah. The owner of Ruhr is like really great guy, and he takes good care of us when we go over there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I want to go. I've never been.
Should go at some point.
I'm stuck here for a little bit. So I'm just trying to do the Japan thing. Actually, me and Yoshi are about to go work next week.
Yep.
At Studio Morio. Yushin is in town. We're going to link up with him as well. Avatar might come. We'll see who else is coming. TK.
Yep. TK
Maybe
and Daisuke.
Daisuke.
And Takao.
Nice.
And Junichi from Rose Rose.
Oh, nice. Junishi's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Awesome. All the boys. That's my favorite time is our time in Otsu. That's
same to me, man. That's like my holiday and also work.
Yeah, we've had how many times have we gone to Otsu together?
Man, it's like
a dozen times.
Yeah, at
maybe?
least 5 or something.
5, way more than 5. I'm talking like 12.
Or maybe so.
Because think about it. I mean, I know for sure at one point we were already at 7 or 8 car rides. Because me and Yoshi always drive from Tokyo to Otsu.
Yeah, that's when you learn Japanese in
Yeah.
the car.
That is when I learned Japanese.
Yeah, and Elbo is getting really good at it.
日本語少し話せます。でも日本語はめっちゃ難しい思います。
そうですね。
Yeah, Japanese is super hard. I'm trying my hardest though.
Getting good at it.
I'm trying. I want to be able to talk to all of the artists out here. No barriers. Because I really love Japanese culture, and I love what Japanese culture brings to glass pipes, and it makes me want to be a better artist, and it is just overall inspiring to see the Japanese artist in the space working. It's an energy that's unmatched. I mean, you know how it is. When we all come together, it's like something very special.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super looking forward to next week.
Same here.
And you know what? I feel like there was like one other thing I wanted to talk about.
We can stop and take a break, then think about it.
Yeah, we can take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a break.
All right. Let's take a break.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? We're back from our break. This is Tokyo Studio Radio, WTSR. I'm with Yoshi. We're back. So when we were off camera, we were talking a little bit about why you got into pipes. So do you want to talk a little bit about why you got into the pipe scene?
Well, I started smoking weed from when I was 16 in US.
Mm-hmm.
And I like weed since.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted to make a functional, but I started off making like a bead and a pendant, but I didn't be able to spend my time making a functional because there was no market at that time in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my friends who makes a functional, which is Daisuke from SLOP,
Mm-hmm.
and we start doing a collaboration, and one from first functional collaboration with American was a Yoshin.
Like your first functional collaboration ever?
Yeah, with the American artist, it was Yoshin.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Then
That's sick.
he came to Japan for like one of the show in Japan, and we talked about like what we are doing, and he offered me to do a collab, so I gave him like a marble to stick it on to like a big bong of he makes. Then that's how it got started.
Who was the first artist to blow your section out into a section?
That's a Daisuke.
Daisuke?
Yeah. Before that, me and Daisuke wanted to do a collaboration in a holo. Then he came to my studio to figure out how he can put my pattern into a holo.
Mm.
Then we tried so many things at the time, but we couldn't find like a really good way to do it. But the other day, he came up with the idea of blowing up my section into a holo. Then that changed the whole thing.
Damn, that's
Crazy.
Shout out Daisuke for doing that.
Yeah, I really appreciate he found out that.
I feel like that's normal procedure now for collabing with you.
Yeah, that's the only way for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Damn, so, when we're also off camera, we were talking, why do you do what you do? Why the fuck are you doing what you're doing?
It's hard to explain, I don't know, like I don't like to work for somebody, and I don't like to be forced to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted create something by my hand, and I'm not so good with like drawing and stuff like that, but I like to make 3D things by my hand, like even a wood or like metal or like stone or like glass or like anything.
Mm-hmm.
I like to make things.
Mm.
Then I figure that glass is like very hard to like control, and it's like so deep you can get into because it's so hard. So which is like I cannot get bored of like dealing with the glass because there is always something new I can find in the future. So that's why I got so deep into glass because I never get to see like the goal of like where I can go to. If I can see where the goal is, I would quit right now because that's a dead end and I know there is a dead end and I don't want to do it. If there is no dead end, I like to go farther I can get. Then I feel more free and I can enjoy more by doing that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's fucking beautiful.
Thank you.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be scary though too when you're it can be scary when you're when you can't see the end in sight and there is no horizon. Sometimes it can be daunting too, and especially like burning your own path.
Yeah.
It can be sometimes you can question yourself on what you're doing,
Yeah.
but it always seems to work out.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
Then I never got bored of it, then I can still enjoy, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most important part. The most important part. It's the most important part.
Yeah,
It's, if you're not having fun, I mean, what's the point?
that's right. If
Like, for
we
real.
cannot enjoy like making what we make, like collectors and whoever see our work, not gonna enjoy it because they feel that vibes from that piece.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why I feel like a lot of the pieces we made together, that energy gets
Yep.
stuck in the piece.
Yep.
The good times always end up in the piece. Like,
Yep. All
it's-
the good memory in the piece when we had fun in the same studio. Yep.
That's why it's, if it's boring, it shows in the piece.
Yep.
If
Sure
the
do.
session is boring.
Sure do, man.
Yeah, that's why. So, why is your work so psychedelic? Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I love psychedelic stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I like trippy stuff,
Yeah.
as you know.
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah, and I took shroom before, and I took acid before, then a little bit of a DMT before, and one called like a crazy one. People say it's poisonous, but it's like a morning glory like seed.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar.
Grows in all over the world. Then I found that plant in Tucson, Arizona. Then I wanted to get high of like anything I can get hands on. So I found in the nature.
Okay.
Then I ate it. Then tripped my balls off. Like I've never been before.
So you're like a psychonaut. You're like,
Yeah.
damn, you would be. That makes sense. I see it in the work.
Yep.
I see the psychedelic energy in the work.
Yep.
Even when you hand me the sections, they feel a little electric. Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone can agree when they hold the marbles, it's kind of similar situation.
Yeah, they can trip in it.
Yeah.
Then I love it myself, like after I made it, then looking at it, then like how trippy is it? It's like very fun to look at it even by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Okay, last thing I want to talk about is your setup. Your glass blowing setup is very specific and very unique to anybody I've ever seen work. First of all, you have a customized table that you work on at home, but you also have a customized travel table that you set up when you work.
Yeah.
Why do you work in that fashion? And who the hell made you that custom setup that everybody knows so well?
Okay, I have one answer.
Okay.
When I was working with a soft glass bead, then I used to buy like rods and like a torch from one of a company called Kinari Glass in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to one of their store in Osaka, they had a bench set up, like a volcano torch was like in a table, like that. The torch surface is like the same level as a table. So they can rest their arm on the table while they are like twisting and making a dot.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's genius because when you trying to do like small detail on the air, hands moves, then it's not gonna be steady as like you put it on the table. Then I like to make like small detail. Then that made sense to me. Then why I cannot do that with like a torch for Boro? Then I start doing it.
I see.
Yeah, but it's not good for making something big or like a sculpture and things like that because it cannot move around very much. It's hit on the table, so it's for like precision work.
Yeah. I mean, I see the control you have with it.
Yeah.
Well, but so who made you the custom one that you have? Like who?
Oh, at my house, my studio.
The one that you travel with to Morio's, and what you brought it to Europe, didn't you?
Europe too, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
why I made that is like before that, the like a metal table like I made out of a wood before, but it looks shit, and also it doesn't do good with the heat. It starts smoking from the edge when I'm making a marble because the radiation heat is like so hot, then like starts smoking, and I figure it's not good for it.
Yeah.
Then I found like one of a company who can make anything I draw or like what do you say, architect. Like if I can write like a blueprint, like blueprint, they say they can make it.
Okay.
So I wanted to make that like the table as like my studio at home. So it's like cut out like little space out of my home studio. Then I can bring it to anywhere I want to work at. They make me comfortable to do what I do on it anywhere in the world.
So did you design that entire unit?
Yeah.
Because it's adjustable too.
I told them to do it adjustable.
Okay, yeah, because it's adjustable in all levels. You can adjust the height and each leg and yeah.
Because everywhere you go, that table might not be level. Then if you want to put a rod on the table, you don't want to roll around that rod. So that's why I adjust it.
What about the face shield too?
Shield, okay. That is like, I start wearing it when I start making a marble. Okay. Because marble has like so much of radiation heat when I'm working on it. Then when I have to make like small dot, my face gets so close to it. Then like my skin on the face get like all teared up by heat, like red, and next day like a whole like a crisp comes out, like skin start falling off, like powdery.
I mean, I'll tell you what, now that I'm looking at your skin, you have actually really nice skin for how much you be working on the torch, because you're on the torch a lot. Yeah. Like, and you're a night owl, right? You kind of work the night shift. Yeah. How many hours do you put in one shift? Like, what's the normal Yoshi shift looking like?
Like now these days, I work like 4 to 6 hours every day. Okay. Almost. But back then, maybe like more than 8, like sometime like 10. Okay. But now I got older, then my eye can not work that long. Yeah. And my hand cannot work that long. Yeah. And my mind and my back.
Well, I mean, you said 4 to 6 hours?
Yeah, now these days.
I think it's important to note that when we worked together at Morio's, I've seen you put like in 12 to 16 hour work sessions. So you still do that sometimes.
Yeah, but I need to put like an eye drop once in a while and then like sit on like a massage chair to like help me out.
Yeah, but that's what that's there for, is for that.
Yeah. But I forget like all those kind of stuff because I'm also enjoying being out there with my friends. Yeah. It's fun, fun erase that thing.
Yeah, it's not, it's work, but it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work.
Which is the best type of work.
Yeah. That's the best way to work.
Damn, all right, well, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for coming on Tokyo Studio Radio, WTSR WTSR.
Thank you for having
Thank-
me
yeah,
with
thank-
you for this interview. And hopefully we get to do this once again sometime.
Yeah, we should follow up, maybe later this year. But it was an honor to have you on here. And I know a lot of people, especially in America, will appreciate getting to listen to a little sit down and listen to the history of you. And I know that I speak for the entire scene when I say thank you for everything that you've contributed to the pipe scene. And I look forward to all of the stuff that you are going to make in the future. And so thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching our video and all your support. And I wish I can do this forever, which means make what I make forever. And also, I just appreciate for all of you who supporting me and supported me and going to support me in the future. So we will try to keep up.
Yeah. Thank you to Toyo
Yeah, thank you
for producing
big
and
thank you.
directing. Okay.
All right, take care, bye.